First, I want to congratulate College of Charleston. In their initial year in the league, they certainly have made a statement. I thought their seniors played really well. I was impressed with them all year, with their size and their veteran leadership, and so I tip my hat to them. It was obviously a very hard-fought game today, and I thought our kids defensively, as well as we played probably in the last like 2 or 3 weeks, because we were a little out of sync in the first half. We committed some silly fouls, but we did much better job in the second half and really made them earn everything and anything they were going to get. And then Joy and KB and Hannah and our guards, Courtney, they did a great job of being on the boards, hustling down every loose ball, and gave us some possessions that we needed, at the end to seal this thing. But I really thought it was our defense and just playing smart defensively that won the ball game for us overall.
Questions?
Composure a big part of that, would you say? Oh, I'm sorry. Composure a big part of that, would you say, Tina?
Yeah, I kind of got after them in the locker room. We committed a couple silly fouls when they drove into the lane and took some jump shots, and I didn't want to foul them on dribble drives. I wanted our kids to be smart about that, and we did that in the first half a little bit, and the second half we were much smarter about that, and composure, definitely. This team has come so far. I've talked about it a lot. We're so young, and at the beginning of the year, the intensity, I'm this mild-mannered coach, by the way, but the intensity that I have with these kids kind of overwhelmed them a little bit, and I had to take a step back. But as we went through the year, they kind of got used to my craziness, and they understood that it was my passion, that I was correcting them, and KB did a lot for that. KB was great all year with that kind of stuff with the younger players, and I got after him at halftime. I told him that it was silly, that we were committing some of those fouls because we could have played better position defense. And, of course, I said some other things too, but that's not for on the record. But the bottom line was the kids understood what I was talking about. And in the second half, they were composed. They moved their feet. They rotated well. We seemed to get more tips. We were all over the place on the back side of the zone. And it just made a huge difference. So, yes, composure and understanding better of what I wanted them to do defensively. I'm just so proud of these kids. Nobody in this room thought Delaware would be sitting up here. Absolutely nobody. And for these kids to be sitting up here right now with me, KB's in her 4th final. I mean, are you kidding me? I don't know. Other than the great Old Dominion teams, I don't know how many kids have played their whole career and played in a CAA championship final every single year. So that's a huge statement for her. Kima's only been here 3 years. Courtney's been here 2 years. Now she's got a little streak going and getting to the finals. I can't even, I'm so happy right now for these kids. But as I told them, we climbed this mountain all year long of people not believing in us. And we've just now we're at the top. Now we have to try to finish it against an outstanding JMU team. But we are here. We are in the finals where we were last year, same bat time, same bat channel. We are back. We are right here, and we're not going anywhere. I mean, there will be a game played tomorrow, and my kids are going to give it everything they have. I know that for sure.
Kelsey, you had a tough one offensively, but rebounds, you were 3 for 19, but you had 19 rebounds. So was that it? You wanted to balance that out. But talk about a little bit the composure that Coach is talking about that all of you had. How did you get after it, yourself to get it going? And then also, did Coach get on you at all, and how did you handle that? And then Courtney, your composure too, and the shots at the end, the foul shots at the end.
Yeah, it just kind of seemed like my shots were dropping, and I knew that I needed to get on the rebounds and go after the ball and get putbacks, because that's kind of the way that I operate a little bit easier. So they weren't falling, and I knew that I needed to kind of mix it up. And they were telling me that as a coaching staff, you got to look to drive, you got to look to change it up a little bit. So definitely that has to do a lot with composure and just as a team keeping it all together, knowing that things aren't really going right, but they will be, and we just got to keep pushing through.
At the end of the game, on the free throw line, I mean, it's just a regular shot, and Coach would just tell me to, slow down and put it in. No pressure.
Hey, Kelsey, at the beginning of the season, when you looked around and were trying to remember, who Erica was and who Hannah was, and just all these new players around you and stuff, could you have imagined sitting here today talking about tomorrow playing in the conference championship game again?
Yeah, no, never. Just because when we were kind of starting off, everything was so new to everyone. You know, all of our plays were new. Kind of just like even little things like how we were gonna like our itinerary for the days and stuff like that. Like, and no one knew anything, so I was like, oh, this is gonna be a long year. But they definitely came around and they listened and they really focused, and so for that, I'm like so proud of them.
Anything else?
I just want to say, Kevin, if you would have seen our first couple practices, there's no way you would have thought that we would be sitting here playing for a championship again, because it was a Chinese fire drill. I mean, people were running all over the place. We couldn't remember plays. We had to break a lot of habits, if you will. And this group, you know, at one point at the beginning of the year, I felt like I was coaching a high school team. Now I'm coaching a college team, and they know it, and I know it, and I'm just so proud of them.
What would you guys have to do? What do you guys have to do tomorrow to beat a really good James Madison team who you've had some trouble with a couple times this year?
You know, they've got so many weapons. I have a tremendous amount of respect for them. You know, Coach Brooks and I have been around this before, around the block before, so to speak. And, you know, I want my kids to try to execute tomorrow. It's going to be more about what we do instead of necessarily trying to stop them. You're not going to stop them. They're too good to be stopped. But we're going to try to contain them, and we're going to do the best job that we can to stay in the game. They've blown so many people out this year. But we're going to do the best job we possibly can to try to stay in the game and give ourselves an opportunity, hopefully, at the end. That's all I can ask for at this point. You know, they're older, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. They've got so many things going for them, and that's why they were picked number one. I said at the beginning of the year, hands down, they were the number one team. But then again, here we are. We've grown so much and we've done so much that we just want to give ourselves an opportunity tomorrow to be in the game because they do have a lot of advantages over us right now with their veteran leadership and all that. But that being said, we're coming here to try to win the basketball game. Make no mistake about that. These kids have worked so hard and they've earned it. So we're stepping on that floor tomorrow to compete and try to win, for sure.
Hey, Courtney, I mean, you know, you were part of the team last year, and you remember how hard it was for you guys to win that championship game against Drexel. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was a heck of a basketball game. You guys almost got upset. They almost pulled it off. You know, you're kind of that team tomorrow, like Drexel was against you guys last year. You know, do you guys come into the game feeling like, hey, you know, this is fun. You know, we're happy to be here. You know, we can go in here relaxed and just kind of give our best effort and see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, we have something to prove. So I don't think that we want to be too relaxed. I mean, we just want to go out and just play our game and, you know, prove everybody wrong.
From day one, our mission has been March. Those 4 days in March are the reason for every rep, every sprint, every shot. Every time we step on the court, we dream of stepping on that ladder, cutting down those nets, raising that trophy. In those 4 days, anything can happen. So turn up the music, it is time to dance. Visit CAAsports.com and Ticketmaster.com for more information.